Hello, this is Trish. Um, I'm doing the second review of the series. Today I'm going to be covering Love It to Death, and if I have time, I'll go over Killer too. Love It to Death was the very first Alice Cooper hit album. The hits on this album were I'm 18 and Is It My Body. I'm 18 is a very anthemic teen angst kind of song. It's a very good song. Um, This is where we actually see him break away from what he was before with the, popish music. This album, Love It to Death, has many ebbs and flows to it. Caught in a Dream is kind of a happy little nightmare kind of thing. Like, it's a really good song though. Very beaty, very more vocal. Everything on here is more vocal, except for maybe Black Juju, but we'll get to that in a minute. And of course that follows with I'm 18, which of course was the hit. Like on the album cover it says includes the hit single I'm 18. I mean when that hit stores, when that hit the radio waves, people went nuts over it. And so it turned into a hit. Long Way to Go. Long Way to Go is still kind of poppy, still well, not poppy, but still kind of up there and with, the joyfulness, happy tune kind of thing. But it's good because you hear the kind of scratchiness of Alice Cooper's voice more so than you did in the other two albums, Like, it's a defined voice. I think that's one of the reasons that this happened. Black Juju is 9 minutes long. It is almost a hypnotic song. In history, Alice Cooper was once performing this song and got a pie to the face because at that time it was cool to hate Alice Cooper. So when he was performing Black Juju, he get it all quiet and down on his on his knees and he's singing. And out of nowhere, this cream pie comes and hits him in the face, and he can't laugh. He can't help but laugh. It's fun, but it's 9 minutes long and it's a trip. It's a real trip because it's like it kind of gives you all relax. Go to sleep, sleep, and then it hits you with high pitched like wake up, and like it's really crazy. Then after that, Is It My Body, which is another hit. Not as big as 18, but it was a hit. This song, it was all sexual. And that was one of the things that Alice Cooper brought to the mainstream music at the time was let's not skirt around the bush, let's be sexual. And so that's what he did with the song. It's hot. It is. Except, it's not, like what we would consider a sexual song nowadays. I mean, it's kind of alluding to it compared to, some of the crap that's on the radio waves now. Next song is Hallowed Be My Name. Now, see, with Hallowed Be My Name and Second Coming, you can definitely hear the influences of his religion. Not a bad thing. He does ditch that later on for a very long time, and then it comes back. But he's always been a religious man. I mean, his father was a minister, pastor. His grandfather was an evangelist. He grew up in a house of, church, which was fine, and his, parents still love him, and even though they're kind of mad that he changed his name legally in 1971 to Alice Cooper. He was the last boy to carry on the Fernier name, and he changed his name. Moving on, Second Coming. You can hear some more like the regular beats that are heard throughout, Alice Cooper's career. And Second Coming is kind of creepy at the same time as it is religious because, it's talking about screaming at mothers, yelling at fathers, screaming at mothers, hating the Bible, that kind of thing. And, it's just like, it kind of gives that shock value, especially for the time that it was in, 1971. That was, ooh, there weren't many, people who openly said to hate the Bible. And so that kind of made him different. Now, this next song, I'm probably going to spend a minute on. because this was the true first Alice Cooper song in the fact that it was completely out of normal, completely broke away. It was crazy. It was insane. It was insanity. That's what the song is about. The song is called Ballad of Dwight Fry. Later on, when he revamps this in 1976 for a movie that he did with Vincent Price, it becomes more of a hit. It was not a hit at the time it came out, though. It was not. People thought it was strange, and they didn't care to have it on the radio waves. It was a damn good song, I'll tell you. Bella Dwight Fry is all about Dwight Fry, who is crazy. And it goes through this whole thing about, how he's in a straitjacket and how, all this, like, couldn't sleep, I lost weight, I had plenty of people to talk to in the danger zone. And towards the end of it, he ends up breaking out and, screaming about, he never meant to. A great song. I love this song. I have to say that this is my favorite song on the album, just because it is so, like, trippy. And it really is what, Alice Cooper becomes later on with, albums like Welcome My Nightmare, Go to Hell, and all those kind of things. And he uses that throughout many tours. In fact, he uses it a lot nowadays. Like, he used it on his last tour, I know for sure. I'm not sure if he's using it on this tour, though. And then we come to Sun Arise. Now, Sun Arise is not an original song of his. It was one of those, like, black spiritual songs. And they decided to do a version of it for this album. It's alright. But it's not an Alice Cooper song. It's kind of, it's one of those songs that when you listen to it, it'll get stuck in your head. Because, and it's not that it's catchy, it's just that it's repetitive, and it gets stuck in your head that way. But, it's probably the worst song on the album. I will go ahead and say that it is the worst song on the album. And I'm not being biased because it's not this one song that's not theirs, truly, but it's not a good song. What time am I at? I don't know. I'll probably post a recording of Killer on it separately, because that way I don't go over the 10-minute rule. But Love It to Death on a Whole is a very good album. Again, I would not recommend this to an Alice Cooper fan that's just starting out. We'll get to those later. But it's a good album, and for those, who are barely starting, like they know what Alice Cooper's about and everything, I would definitely get this album for them. But I wouldn't use this as a starter album. And I think that's all I have to say about this one, now that I've gone through every song. So thanks for listening. Bye.